Autobots, transform!
Hello everyone, I want to welcome you all to my toy review. I am the 80s Transformer fan and you are watching George Reviews. And on George Reviews, I have been counting down the 1984 catalog from Hasbro of Transformers. And I'm going from 1 to number 25. And so far we have counted down 5 Autobots. Time to check off Wind Charger. That was my last review, and now we are on Autobot Gears. He is number 6 in this catalog, and I'm going to go ahead and check him off because he is the last Minibot. So we're going to check him off in advance right now, and I'm going to move on to the toy itself. And before I tell you about what Hasbro did, I want to rewind, a further rewind, and tell you about the origins of this figure. He comes from a micro-change toy line from Takara. And in the micro-change toy line, he was based on a penny racer. He was based on a toy, not a real-life car. And in that toy line, he changed to a 1-to-1 scale robot. Never got any bigger than this. So Hasbro bought the licensing from Takara and brought him to the United States and put him on a blister card. And we got him in this original color right here. He was also released in Takara in this color. But when Hasbro got the license, they licensed the license out to other companies in other regions to basically sell for them. And then they just tricked this guy out and released him in a load of other colors, a lot of really sweet colors, you know. And I don't know if I'm saying they sweet because we had this one for years and the other ones just look amazing because I'm so used to this. But I really think some of the other colors are really sweet. I don't know. What do you think? As part of the first assortment of Autobots, Minibot Gears transformed into a blue and red penny racer proportion pickup truck of unidentifiable mode, though he resembles a late 1970s Chevrolet GMC K-Series truck. His alliance is Autobot, of course. His function is transport and reconnaissance. His motto is nobody wins war, somebody loses. Gears is antisocial. A self-proclaimed misfit, finds fault in everything and everyone, acts this way to help cheer others up as they try to cheer him up. Tremendous strength and endurance. Totes heavy loads long distances, launches himself to heights of 20 miles in the air, floats down on compressed air, becomes an easy target due to the limit of maneuverability, can detect infrared. And Gears tech spec is as follows. His strength is an 8. His intelligence is a 7. His speed is a 6. His endurance is an 8. His rank is a 6. His courage is a 9. His firepower is a 1. And his skill is a 7. Now, if this guy could pick up somebody else's gun, he'd be absolutely lethal on the battlefield. He has truly high numbers. His lowest number outside of firepower is a 6. And sometimes I think they do that because they know the figure itself is kind of crap and they try to put more into it. But and maybe I'm just saying that because he was not one of my favorite guys. But that is his tech spec rundown. And moving on to the toy itself. He is not supposed to be based on any true truck, and one of the book profiles guessed him as a GMC truck, but I thought he looks more like a Toyota. And I'm going to put a couple pictures on the screen. Tell me what you think. Okay, now again, I said he was originally based on a penny racer style figure. That's why he get the deformed proportions. And he also shares a few features with a couple of the other Minibots. He shares the exact same tires as Minibot Brawn. And also Huffer, released in the same line. So these are some of, but not the only, first reused parts in their toy line. And man, they would go on to reuse a lot of parts. All these guys were repainted into other Transformers over the next few waves. But back to Gears. He is a 1984 version. He is pre-rubbed. Let's take a look at some of his pickup truck details. We have a chrome grille, a mostly chrome grille. Mine is fading. We have some lights, looks like on the hood of the car. Some lights right here in the front of the car molded in. A molded in bumper in red. Turn to the side of the truck. Just a little bit molded in detail. Running board and some tailpipes coming out on the side. Back of the truck, just transformation. Side truck, same thing. And then the wheels are hard off-road type plastic with metal rims, pins in the middle. And what the part that fills in his feet is supposed to be like the little cover on the little trucks. I don't know what it's called. I'm not a pickup truck guy, but they double his feet. But anyway, so that is gears. But if you flip the guy over, you can see the entire robot mold on like most of these Minibots. We'll come to that. So to get gears transformed, unfold his legs like most of the Minibots and pull out his arms, and we are done. So this is gears in his robot mode. And the first thing I'm gonna do is zoom in on his face and show you that most of these guys had the mouth plate like Optimus Prime. He has a single visor. It just so happens that he has a blue eye, and it's a blue eye because the truck is blue. They didn't bother to hit it with anything else. And matter of fact, I think he might be the first blue-eyed guy of the entire toy line. Because on the cartoon, they were all depicted with blue eyes. Okay, now, he doesn't have a defined neck. He has the weird head, like it's pinned behind these bars. And that is kind of weird. It's weird and cool at the same time. But no really true neck at all. Then he has a molded in chest. They put a sticker on here to add some detailing to it. And then he has the Autobot symbol. It is falling into the screw hole. A little bit of molding detail in his waist coming down to his chrome legs. I've always loved the chrome. Mine is fading, has some wear on it. And coming down to his legs. Not a whole lot going on with this little guy. His arms do rotate. He has some molded in hands too. Right there. And you can see it on the artwork. These are hands. There's his thumb. So that looks pretty cool. He's a lot better looking than Brawn. I'll tell you that. As far as his hands go. And so in our legs, we can do this with the legs. That is it. And that is it for Brawn's articulation. And in the cartoon, he was not featured very heavily, if at all. He had like one spotlight episode, and it was one of the best episodes they had because they had multiple Transformers highlighting that episode. Anyway, in this episode, he had a special circuit that Megatron needed for his scheme. And it was funny how the Decepticons could never come up with their own technology. They was always stealing Earth technology, Autobots technology. It's like they had no brains on their team, even though Shockwave and Starscream was depicted as scientists. But so they stole his circuit card, which is also his personality card, and he was just eager to help. It was the exact opposite of his personality, and it was the highlight of his G1 cartoon career, I guess. But not only in that episode, it was well animated. Very few of any mistakes in the episode. But we got to see Ratchet highlighted, Thundercracker, Skywarp, Starscream, Cliff Jumper, Bumblebee, of course Optimus and Megatron. But it was one of the better episodes. It was called Changing Gears, if you did not know. Outside of the G1 cartoon, he was never really depicted doing anything else other than mumbling under his breath, something grouchy. But his big moment to me was in the Marvel Comics, where he teamed up with Black Suit Spider-Man. Here's a pic. And in that comic, him and Spider-Man saved Sparkplug from the Decepticon headquarters in Megatron. And it was pretty cool just seeing the crossover with him and Spider-Man. And then it was like when they first introduced the whole black suit thing. So that was pretty cool. But other than that, I don't think Gears really had a lot of spotlights and a lot of things going on with him. He was supposed to have been killed at the Ark in the attack on Earth in the 1986 movie. He was never seen killed on screen. I think they had a grave for him in the 2006 season, Dark Awakening. I think they had like a marker in the mortuary for the Autobots. I think. I'm not sure. I'll try to figure that out before I post the video, but I am not sure. But I do know he did not survive the 1986 movie. The specifics of his death, I'm not really sure on. So I want to move on to Gears size comparison. And because Gears is the last of the 6 Minibots from 1984, here's a shot with the entire group. Here he is with Autobot Commander Optimus Prime. Here he is with Hound. Here he is with Black Suit Spider-Man. I mean, come on, you knew I was going to do that, right? Here he is with Black Steeljaw Night Stalker. And here he is with Black Megatron. Wait, what? It's funny how things work out. I reviewed the Walmart reissue a few months ago, and I put up his card back. I can't find the card back, but when I first started reviewing Minibots, I thought I remember having their card backs, and then I thought, well, maybe I didn't. But now I know for sure that I have the card backs for all the Autobot minis, because I took the Walmart reissue card back and put it with my originals, and I can't find any of them. I tried to find the Walmart reissue card back for this review, and I couldn't find it. So it helped confirm, like, I don't know where it's at, but it confirms what I thought I knew, that I owned the original card backs. But anyway, I want to give you some buying tips for this guy. First of all, if you can find it, you can get the Walmart reissue and get a brand new one. It's just as authentic, but it's not the original. But if you're looking for the original, one thing you need to look for is paint wear to the face, because the face is the underneath of the robot, and sometimes it get worn away. Like mine is wearing away. The silver on mine is wearing away right here. Chrome wear to the truck grill, and rust on the screws, and of course chrome wear to the chrome legs. Mine has a lot, and a lot of it is due to rubbing. When you transform it over, you can see like the swoosh and scrape marks right there, and then touching where you can see the black coming through right there. And that's pretty much it. And beware of Chinese knockoffs. If you see it sealed in the package and it comes from China and it's around 25 bucks, some guys have crazy price on like 50. Like the people that have imported it from China, they try to pass along the shipping cost to you. So if you see it from 25 to 50 bucks in the packaging, it's a KO. If you come across this guy in packaging and it's sealed on the card, it's going to be 100 and up. So that is the buying tips for this guy. And that's pretty much all I have for Gears. He wasn't one of my favorites. This guy was literally the last 1984 Transformer I purchased. And the only reason I purchased him because one day they had him, and everybody else they had in the store I had already had. I really didn't have a connection to this guy or a love for the toy or the character. I'm not saying he's bad. He just wasn't one of my guys. So it's ironic that he's last, because he is last on my list. Last of the Minibots anyway, but he's probably my least favorite 1984 transforming character, toy and character, all in one. So that's all I got for this guy. I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of George Reviews, the reviews where every toy has a story.